Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're heading to a really interesting place, Godavarikhani, an industrial town in Telangana, India. You hear it called Coal City, even the city of black gold.
Yeah, those nicknames certainly paint a picture, don't they? Tells you a lot right off the bat.
Exactly. What's the story behind that black gold? What does it really mean for the region?
Oh, and the name itself, Godavarikhani, it sort of gives it away.
How so?
It combines the Godavari River, which is, crucial for the area, and Khani, that's the Telugu word for mine.
Oh, okay. So mined by the Godavari?
Precisely. It's woven into the town's identity from the name itself.
Yeah.
It's all about what's under the ground there.
And the key player, the entity making it all happen, is the Singareni Collieries Company Limited, SCCL.
That's right.
That's really what we want to unpack today. Understand how important Godavarikhani and SCCL are, not just locally in Telangana, but, well, for much of South India's power grid.
Absolutely. It's a major energy hub.
So let's start with SCCL. What's the background there? How long have they been around?
Well, SCCL, they go way back. Established in 1920.
Wow, over a century.
Yeah, that's quite a history in the resource sector. And ownership-wise, it's interesting. The Telangana government holds the majority, 51%.
Okay.
And the central government of India has the other 49%.
So a state-center partnership.
Exactly. Their main offices, the headquarters, are actually in Kothagudem, another town in Telangana. But their core business, their reason for being, is coal exploration and, of course, mining it.
And that dual ownership, 51% state, 49% central. Does that influence how they operate, balancing local needs with maybe national energy policy?
Oh, for sure. That's a really crucial dynamic. You've got the state government focused on, regional development, jobs, local impact.
Right.
And then the central government thinking about the bigger picture, national energy security, supplying power across states. So yeah, decisions often involve balancing those different priorities. It probably affects everything from, say, production quotas to how much they invest in local communities.
Makes sense. Now, SCCL's operations, it's not just one type of mining, is it? I understand they use different methods in Godavarikhani and elsewhere.
That's correct. They do both underground mining and open cast mining.
What's the main difference there, practically speaking?
So underground mining, that's when you need to dig tunnels, shafts, go deep down to reach the coal seams.
Okay.
Open casts, sometimes called surface mining, that's for coal deposits that are closer to the surface. You basically remove the overlying earth and rock in, well, a large open pit to get at the coal.
And each has different implications, I guess.
Yeah.
Cost, safety, environment.
Exactly. Different challenges, different economics, different environmental footprints for each method.
And in Godavarikhani itself, they're using both.
Yes, very much so. If you look specifically at the Ramagundam area within Godavarikhani, you have projects like RGI for Ramagundam,
Right.
and also the RGOC mines, the open cast ones. Having both deep underground mines and these huge surface operations running side by side really shows you the intensity of coal extraction there.
It's hard to even visualize the scale needed.
And these mines, they're not just digging coal for the sake of it. They're vital suppliers. Think about the massive NTPC Ramagundam Power Plant nearby.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that connection.
These mines feed directly into power generation, supplying a huge amount of India's thermal coal needs.
So beyond just digging the coal, what's the wider impact of SCCL being there on the people, the local economy?
Oh, it's immense. Fundamentally, SCCL is one of the biggest employers, maybe the biggest, in the region,
Right.
providing thousands of jobs, skilled and unskilled. That employment factor shapes the entire social and economic structure of Godavarikhani and the surrounding areas. It's not just a job, it's the backbone of the local economy.
And the coal they produce,
Yeah.
it goes beyond just the local power plant.
Absolutely. They supply coal to industries all across South India. Power stations, yes, but also cement factories, steel plants, you name it. SCCL fuels a lot of industrial activity.
So if that supply chain were interrupted,
You'd feel it across multiple sectors, definitely. It shows how interconnected everything is. They're really a catalyst for wider industrial growth.
it sounds like they're more than just a mining company then. It's almost like they're part of the civic infrastructure too.
In many ways, yes. Their social footprint is huge. They invest significantly in things like housing, building entire colonies for their employees.
Okay.
They run hospitals, support schools and educational institutions. Plus, they fund various community development projects. So yeah, they're deeply involved in the life of the town beyond just the mine itself.
That makes sense given their importance.
And being the main supplier to giants like NTPC and state electricity boards just underlines their critical role in the whole energy system.
Let's shift focus slightly. Godavarikhani isn't just an industrial site, it's a place. What's the geographical setting like? The environment?
Well, geographically, it sits right on the banks of the Godavari River, which is obviously a major water source.
Mm.
Climate-wise, it's pretty hot and dry most of the year, typical for that part of Telangana.
And the mining. That
Yeah.
must bring environmental challenges.
Of course, large-scale mining, especially open cast, inevitably impacts the land. So you have issues like land degradation, concerns about water quality sometimes, air quality near the mines, and transport routes.
Right.
So there's a constant need for sustainable practices, things like land reclamation after mining and significant afforestation efforts to try and balance the ecological impact.
That tension between extraction and environment. It's always there, isn't it?
It really is a constant balancing act.
What about the town itself? The infrastructure, schools, hospitals, you mentioned SCCL's role, but what does it look like on the ground?
It's actually reasonably well developed. There's a whole network of schools, colleges, even technical training institutes, some run by SCCL, some private, some government.
Okay.
Transport links are pretty solid, good road network connecting to major highways, and rail connectivity is crucial. The Godavarikhani railway station, which is part of the Ramagundam line, handles a lot of passengers and, critically, freight coal transport,
Yeah, exactly.
For healthcare, you've got the SCCL hospitals, which are quite significant, plus government primary health centers and private clinics. And as I mentioned, large parts of the town are made up of residential colonies built specifically for SCCL workers and their families.
So the whole town's fabric is really interwoven with the company.
Deeply.
Looking towards the future then, what are the main challenges and maybe opportunities for Godavarikhani and SCCL?
Well, the challenges are persistent. Managing pollution air and water remains a key issue. Safety in the underground mines is always a priority, requiring constant vigilance and investment. And then there's the bigger picture, the global discussion about coal, climate change, the push towards renewables. That's a shadow over the long-term future of any coal region.
True, but are there opportunities too, ways forward?
Definitely. There's always potential in adopting newer, cleaner, more eco-friendly mining technologies that could reduce the footprint.
Right.
SCCL could also, perhaps, start integrating renewable energy into its own operations or even its broader business model, diversification.
Interesting.
And another thing is maybe expanding coal beneficiation that's like washing or processing the coal to improve its quality and reduce ash content, which adds value and can make it slightly cleaner to burn.
So adapting to survive. Essentially.
Yeah.
Meeting energy needs Gurmood, but trying to do it more sustainably.
Exactly. It's about navigating that transition however long it takes.
Okay, let's maybe just pull together some of the key facts again, just to ground everything for listeners. A quick recap of Godavarikhani.
Sure. So remember the nicknames. Coal City, City of Black Gold.
Right.
State is Telangana. District is Pettapalli. Geographically, think roughly 18.8 degrees north, 79.5 degrees east. It's part of the wider Ramagundam urban agglomeration.
Got it.
The name comes from the Godavari River and Khani, meaning mine. Its growth spurt was really the 20th century, all thanks to SCCL starting up coal mining.
And the economy today.
Still overwhelmingly driven by coal mining, that's SCCL, and power generation, which is mainly the huge NTPC Ramagundam plant nearby, plus, of course, transport and trade that support those industries. Good. Rail via Godavarikhani station on the Ramagundam route. Roads connect it well to cities like Hyderabad, Warangal, Karimnagar. The nearest major airport is Hyderabad, about 230 kilometers away.
Population, roughly.
Combined with Ramagundam, the urban area is around 230,000 people, give or take.
Languages.
Primarily Telugu, that's the official language, but Hindi and English are also commonly spoken and understood, especially in business and education.
And education, healthcare, fairly well served.
Yeah, literacy is actually above the state average. Plenty of schools and colleges, some affiliated with JNTU Hyderabad. And healthcare, as we said, SCCL hospitals, government centers, private options are all there.
Anything for visitors? Or is it purely industrial?
It's mainly industrial, but, there's the Godavari River bank itself. You can get views of the NTPC plant from outside, obviously.
Yeah.
Access to the mines themselves is restricted, naturally. There are local temples, some public parks. It's a working town, primarily.
And always keep in mind the environmental context.
Always. The pollution concerns are real, but so are the ongoing efforts of afforestation, pollution control measures, trying to move towards more sustainable mining. It's part of the story.
Okay, so maybe we can just boil down to a quick summary table, mentally.
Yeah, let's do that.
State,
Telangana.
district,
Pettapalli.
major industry,
Coal mining. SCCL.
Population, roughly.
Around 2.3 lakh or 230,000. With Ramagundam.
Known for?
Coal mines, NTPC, the Godavari River.
Languages.
Telugu, Hindi, English.
Transport.
Road and rail via Ramagundam.
Perfect. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's really clear, isn't it? Godavarikhani and SCCL aren't just local entities. They're foundational to Telangana's industry and really a key part of India's energy puzzle.
Absolutely. This coal city really embodies that complex dance between needing energy for development and grappling with the environmental costs. It's a microcosm of a huge global issue.
Right. And you get the sense that despite the challenges, especially the environmental ones, the potential is there for Godavarikhani to keep playing a role.
If, and it's a big if, there's continued investment in innovation, in smarter technologies, and in genuinely mitigating the impacts.
Yeah, responsibility alongside production.
That seems to be the key for its future, however long coal remains central.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought. When you think about places like Godavarikhani, so reliant on coal, and you weigh that against the urgent need for both reliable energy and a healthier planet, what are the most vital innovations, the most critical shifts in strategy that we need to see? How do we square that circle? Something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.